Alright, g'day, welcome to an episode. This one, we brought a Tinny. So it's a Quintrex Outback 350 Explorer. Brought here in, we brought it from a guy in Townsville off another Y62. So as you can see, 20 horsepower Mercury. This one's licensed for 3 people or for 240 kilos, so it will be able to take all 4 of us. It came with the clip-on wheels. Now, I really always wanted a trailer, but we just are so tight with weight, and all this pretty much is going on the car because I've got more weight there. But yeah, so it's going on my ARB base rack. It's the Rhino rack side loader, so that's going to go up there. I'm probably going to have to sell that bushwhacker. Don't think I'll get it on with it, don't think so. The guy actually included this as well, which is a pretty decent. What it does is actually goes into the drawbar tongue, and it will be able to, like, if we just got the car, we'll be able to just take the boat. It's got the mount. 2 seconds, Charlotte, or Noah. 2 seconds, mate. And we've got the mount for the back of the van. The engine's gonna sit on that. And yeah, so first up, giving her a big clean. Just arrived an hour ago. And all this kind of padding is starting to like wear away, which it does, so we'll rip this off, put new stuff in. Now a lot of people do put a flat floor. I just pulled it.
That's all they're doing it.
Cleaning boat. Yeah. Just 2 seconds. You can put a flat floor in, but that's just extra weight, and at this point we're not going to do that. But yeah, I've been waiting for this type of tinny come up for a while because it's the Outback edition, which means it's got higher sides than the standard Explorer. So yeah, so all up I paid $7,000 with everything. It does come with a Lawrence Elite as well, and I paid about $800, $850 I think it was, for transport down from Townsville to Brizzy. I did contemplate going to pick it up, but I just didn't do it. But stay tuned, I'll show you the build, or the little Renault will give it. I'll film installing it on the ARB base rack, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this episode. Let's go.
You don't even know all of this. You're not even doing it. So just leave me alone.
You're doing a really good job, Charlotte. Keep going.
Is it organic?
This is the life. I can just drink beer and the girls working. And Noah's, what are you doing back there, Captain? Alright, this little mount for the engine that goes on the back of the van came with it. Just got a bit of rust and stuff. That's pretty gross, but yeah, so I've got this stuff here called rust converter. So I'm going to hit it with this, and then I'll spray the whole thing in a primer sealer. So yeah, still going. Right, that's enough. You don't want it to drip. So next up, give it a good foam bath. Go, Noah. Oh, we're back in the what would you call it? The work area. I've been out, measured a few times. So I'm going to put, this is that Eva decking. So yeah, we'll go to cart. Of course, like Temu, you never end with just anything. So yeah, $58 for a 240 by 40, 6mm thick, and I'm going to go 5 now. Going to have heaps of excess. It's about 150 in length and 35 wide, but I am going to put it over the middle because Noah even just slipped over cleaning. We'll clean the boat earlier, so definitely need to get something on the deck. I don't really want to put a false floor in just yet, mainly just because of height and weight, really. But I could maybe put some marine ply down at one point. What else have we got here? Some scruffers, try and clean up the boat a little bit. 1 meter ruler, these large silicone. I'm going to see how we go. I'm only going to buy one for now, just because I don't know where I'm going to probably freeze it. I'm probably going to freeze one in my Evercool fridge, some fender rope, the roller install to help me install these mats down. And yeah, the total is 362. Our Timo for summer. Timu for Chrissy coming up. Spent way too much money on here. But anyway, that's it. Gotta go to a boat place tomorrow, get some muffs, and then run the engine up. That's it for tonight. Alright, here we go. Muffs are on. The first crank. Let's see how she goes.
I can see your bum crack.
Huh?
I can see your bum crack.
Alright, that's good news. She started up. I've closed the job with Truckit. Obviously I did mention that this was broken. I went and brought a new one earlier. It was $99. And then what else I brought? Oh, I brought a couple of spare bungs. So yeah, pretty stoked. So yeah, I actually saw these. I might buy another one for the back, maybe even replace that one, and yeah, put all new ones on, because actually I quite like that one, quite like that idea, but I'll probably rip this one off anyway because they're all taken apart, corrosion, all that kind of stuff happens. But yeah, alrighty, that's all I can get in for today. Then we'll spend the weekend getting it on the roof of the car, and then from there I'll send it out. And yeah, hope you're enjoying this little episode of our new Tinny. Got a bit of rain last night.
Yeah, there was.
A little bit more progress today. Fortunately I didn't get to ARB before it closed today on Saturday, because had a few beers with our mates lost in cruising last night. Beers are pretty important though. Actually, there's probably more whiskies. So the boys next door helped me get it on. It's just strapped down at the moment. So I've moved the raised mounts and the max tracks in the middle. Like, I understand they're going to be really hard to get to with the Tinny, but I just don't have another spot for them on the front of the van yet. I could probably put them underneath there, but they're really easy to get off and on their raised mounts. So I've moved the bushwhacker awning to the left, so I've pushed that out a little bit. And what I'm going to use from ARB, I'll show you tomorrow or Monday or next time, but I'm going to use these mounts, mount it all on, and then the Tinny's ready to go on. Alright, can't wait to get her wet. Cheers for watching. So another thing that came with this setup is, like, when the we've got to drive to the ramp, he had this thing custom made to go in the hitch. I do need to grind back a little bit because it's obviously a little bit big under there with the 35 tyre. But yeah, it's pretty cool. This just disconnects and actually can go flat. Just open the boot once you've got the engine off. So yeah, I've just got to grind that down because I'm still waiting for ARB to open tomorrow. To grab those T. I think I'm going to try the T clamps and then bolt through the T clamp, and that should be right to hold the rack on. And then the boat's going to be attached to the rack, not the ARB base rack, not the Rhino side loader. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing he's got there. I've got my little helper, Charlotte at the front. So as you might have mentioned, this got broken in transit, so bought a new one, $99 from a Brisbane Marine, I think it was, or no, Northside Marine. So yeah, just got to take it off. Do you want to hold this for a minute?
Yeah. Hello.
Just 2 seconds.
I'm just helping Dad because he can't keep it down and I'm heavy enough to keep it down. Fixing the boat.
Alright, pretty standard, but I've just fitted the new bracket on. This was actually siliconed on before, and I'm actually going to leave it so then I can just put it like that and just tighten it up if I need to. Maybe a little bit more, but I think that's just going to be better for traveling to keep it not getting knocked so easy next time. So I still have to work out power on that for this guy. I did power it on off the back of the car the other day, but yeah, I'm just looking at little battery 12 volt lithium, because it might be good to like keep phones charged or anything like that. See GoPro and all that kind of stuff charged when we're out there as well. So but yeah, now I've just got to silicone it all in, so it's all nice and watertight. Yeah, so the silicone or adhesive sealant I'm working on, or going to use, is this Quintrex 190 HT. Just good for marine stuff. But yeah, I'll silicone that side and obviously all around there, then do the last bit of tighten. Sorry about the thumb there. Alright, let's go. Alright, here we are, we're back on the roof. I'm going to mount the roof rack or the Rhino side loader. So what I'm going to be using is these T-slot adapters for the ARB rack, base rack, and I'll be putting them on both front left, front right, rear left, rear right, and 2 in the middle. So yeah, plenty of securing on there. There's already drill holes from the previous owner, and they actually line up pretty perfectly to not have to drill my and mainly compromise the bar a little bit, and in case I never ever need to sell the car and the rack and it's got no drill holes in it, then I'll be using a strap over the top to keep it all nice, and then I'm using I didn't bring them up with me, but side bolts to tie it down as well. So yeah, we're kind of going to go on like that. This is, sorry about that, how bad's that rust at the moment, jeez. Still don't know if I'm going to keep it, but for now I am keeping the roof that on. But jeez, that's so bad. It's not spreading, there's not really much I can do unless I take it all off and buy the new ones. But yeah, they haven't done too well, the old bushwhacker ones. Probably need to see if they can make them a bit more robust than whatever they're made out of. But yeah, alright, let's get these attached on. Then like that. Now I've got to quickly go around, do the rest. Alright, another day. We when I was moving them all around, I realised that it would only the 2 that I want to put through the middle. So what I did is move this one to there, put a new bracket because these are using the T-mounts as well. But these ones here are so tight on. Can't really remember. I don't think I used a drill, but maybe over time they've just got so tight. So I'm going to have to drill them out, and I had to try and find a similar bolt. And as you know, it's always hard to find a similar bolt, but I've got pretty close from Bunnings. But I might, next time I go past a actual bolt shop, see if I can get exactly the same, so they're stainless or whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to move these to the middle, and then I can put all 6 bolts in, and then the roof rack is bolted on. Alright, let's go. Gonna have to use 2 hands. Stay tuned. Alright, I drilled these out, but the T slots were pretty much wrecked. And for what I'm doing, I decided just to go get new ones. So another $77 I think it was from ARB. Just stay tuned for the end of the episode and I'll tell you all the parts and everything that I used to attach it to the ARB base rack. But yeah, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 6, so 3 pairs, $77 each pair, so kind of get a rough how much that costs. Then yeah, just some stainless steel 316 stainless steel bolts just from the green shed, washer and lock nuts as well. So I'll lock all this down, and then really she can go up.
Oh, thanks, Charlotte. Got my helper up here now. And yes, I'm using a adjustable spanner because I just don't have all my tools. One.
Fixing the car of the roof for we got a new Tinny, so yeah, so we got that, and we're doing the bolts of the woody.
Alright, just quickly, because I'm going to put the boat on the thing, I didn't take the engine off, so this came with the kit. Look, I always wanted the Almac one that goes across. We'll see how this goes. It came with it. I just did a rust protection and repainted it matte black, just with a spray. It will do the job for now. And yeah, I'll put the engine up here. Okay, this was a struggle. I think it's because it came off like a standard van, because this van is quite high. Definitely need to work on a different solution. I'm going to Google the Almac one pretty much straight away, because there's a tie gear, that's the larger step, and we had to get it up to there. I know there's like different mechanisms I could use to like winch it up, which might be I might use to get it off with using the car. But yes, that was pretty difficult. Good work, Jesse. Definitely cannot do this part solo at the moment, which is a problem. Alright, so Jesse is on the drill up there. Alright, start winding in.
What speed?
Just leave that speed, it's fine. That's not going to work very well.
Did it not on properly?
No. It's a little bit to one side. Whew, okay, she's up there. So these I'm just putting these on now to the ARB base rack. Be one of the methods I'm using to hold it down. But yeah, she's a little bit to one side. Now this is due mainly because it's really hard to get it nice and flat on the bars with the pole holders. So yeah, I'll have a think about it. Maybe I'll need to move it over a touch, because yeah, it is a bit to the right at the moment, which just looks a bit funny. Not too bad. Geez, it's not. I line up that one, maybe about 2 inches, but that's a job for another day. At least it's up there, works quite well. Kind of a 2-person job, I reckon, though. Anyway, I'll get it back down once I've taken these measurements, because car's going in for a service tomorrow. All right, we're back. I actually decided to sell my awning in the end. Got $500 for it, or $450. So yeah, it just wasn't sitting in the center. So yeah, decided to save a bit of weight. They're pretty heavy, all up with the heavy duty stuff. So yeah, it's in the middle now, and we're just going to get the boat up and hopefully take her out. So what I've done, I've used those T-slots, 316 stainless steel bolts all the way around 6, and then we'll see how we go. All right, good news, the Tinny made it. Didn't really film too much what it is, but I'll take you through all that setup when it's accurate, because I've realized the turn buckles that I brought are a little bit too big. So I've brought some new ones, but yeah, I'm gonna play around with that exact measurements. But yeah, we're in the, lucky enough we do have an Airbnb for Chrissy, so pretty lucky. We can finish it up in here. So yeah, this is the new Evo deck I brought. About $350 for 5 sheets of it, because I am going to put it down the middle as well. Look, it won't be perfect there, but just so the kids don't slip around, because even it's already been pretty slippery. And at one point, yeah, I'll work something out better. I thought about putting the flat deck in, but then, you know, then it's quite high again, and again more weight. But yeah, there she is. All going to look pretty good. Went with the brown and black. All right, let's get stuck in. Got my mum helping me. All right, let's go. Well, that's done for tonight. And then yeah, we're thinking about either doing just like, won't look the greatest, but even like some type of, just do the square here. And yeah, alright, everyone's in bed. And I'm going to do the same. Until next time, hope you're enjoying this episode. I reckon got a couple of days until we can get out. Give her a go. Alright, back in the boat. She's so humid here in Brizzy. And, but yeah, not too bad. Got to get it done. So yeah, I've gone for this type of style. Just because, you know, alley underfoot is pretty slippery, especially for the kids. So we'll do that all the way through. Alrighty, she's done. Probably all up, I reckon it took us 3 hours this morning, 2 hours, so about 5 hours all up. Definitely handy with 2 people, to see one person measurements, putting down, and one person cutting. But yeah, really happy how it came out. Definitely perfect. I know this is going to get dirty, but it's just better than slipping all over, especially more so with the kids in the boat. But yeah. Oh, got a little thing as well. Annoys me that this is a different colour than that, but that's just me. But yeah, that's pretty good. Evo deck off Temu. So you can get it off eBay and Amazon, all that kind of stuff, but just as easier to get it off Temu. All right, stay tuned. Only a little bit more to go on this episode. We'll chuck it on the roof of the car and we'll put it in the water. Hopefully the Boxing Day it looks a little bit rough, or a day after or so. All right, on to the next job now. So a little attachment that came with the setup I brought is this tow hitch. So when we're at places like where we are at the moment, but I tell you what, I think I'll be investing in a mangrove jack trailer at one point, because I'm already starting to see the benefits of that. But yeah, for now, this little hitch in here, but I've just got to chop it down. Quick little mod, just to get the echo sounder working before we give her a maiden voyage tomorrow. Just used my Wildtrak 4000 jump starter. It comes with this bit of kit here to plug straight into the jump starter section. I've obviously wired these up. Look, I know these are wrong, that's all I had on me at the moment. And then yeah, we'll power up the Lawrence. Now, he had it mounted on the seat just about here, but I'm gonna get a different type of mount. I'll put the description in here. It's like done by a company that's I'm gonna get all their rod holders and everything. Just waiting for a good deal to come up. But yeah, no, it'll get me through for the next couple of days. Oops. And yeah, we've just mounted this up. So the engine sits on here, and then pull it up. So yeah, what's really good about this folding bracket is that it does go down while I'm still can get into the draw system and all that kind of stuff. Didn't record putting it on because still working out the best way to do that. But yeah. Alright, stop. Alright, put all back up there. So yeah, I'll talk about the consumables or the parts I used at the end. But no, it looks good. Looking forward to getting her out tomorrow. Yoo. Oh well, we're out in the water now, and we'll meet you back in the shed for a full rundown, all the parts, how much the whole setup cost me. Let's get a fish.
Hey guys, we just went fishing on our new epic boat. It's amazing on the boat. It's a nice area to fish. Hope you stay tuned with this episode. 8 Feet Travels.
It's been about 6 months because before I put an episode about, especially a rooftop tinny, something very important, how you build it, all that kind of stuff, I wanted to make sure I had it right. So we're back in Cairns. We've just done Cape York, so we originally brought it in from Brisbane, as you may know. And so yeah, I wanted to do some really good testing, the stuff that I put on from Temu, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to quickly do a wrap around of the things that we changed through since then, and then one particular point which has been a big investment to make it easier to get out on the tinny. So first of all, the decking has been really good. Looks like I've got a bit of a stain, so I'm going to have to see if I can get that out. It must be some type of grease. These corners did come up, and I did use some like glue that you use for carpets and all that kind of stuff that I've used previously on my old man's boat, or he has. But you know, everything's holding up pretty well on top. I did run a strap for half of the Cape York, but then just took it off because those that's what I did change on these. So when you do, you got to make sure you put a bolt, otherwise you will these will actually just rattle open. So you want to put a bolt on the end, one of the ends, and that will lock it tight. So yep, that's what you'll need to do. But now here it is. Just arrived the other day in the post because we've been going to like caravan parks, and a lot of places that we have camped before here, South Australia, WA of course. You could just camp and be right there where you want to launch a tinny. But in Queensland or New South Wales as well, if you had that trailer, you could park up for a week or 2 weeks and go to the local estuaries, rivers, local boat ramps, launch at different boat ramps. And we're in Cape York, Cullen Point, and these clip-on wheels just weren't performing. I've tried different wheels. I tried plastic ones. I tried, they just weren't really holding like, 100 kilo or 120 kilo trailer. 180 kilo boat, 40 kilo engine, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely pretty keen to get this on board. And I was looking for a second handy for ages, just couldn't find one, so I've gone the Mangrove Jack, West Australian built. What do you reckon, Bill? Happy with that? You're tangled? But yeah, so it comes with full wheels. The reason I went with Mangrove Jack, it's one of the lightest on the market, very well recommended, but like it came the easiest part, because we're in Queensland right now, it came registered to my WA address, so like they did that all for us, and posted it here in 10 days. So pretty keen to give it a go. I've used one because what happened at that Cullen Point, sorry to sidetrack, they did pop, and I just couldn't get to the boat ramp. And Cullen Point, north of Weipa, if you've got a tinny and do Cape York, fucking get there. Mozzies are bad, but other than that, you've got like 3 different estuaries to choose from. The Big Wenlock, a couple of others. You'll see that in our Cape York episode coming up. But yeah, definitely good. Another thing I need to change, still haven't decided exactly what mount I'm going to do. Probably Almac. I'd love to just put it in the thing, and it's going to be okay for now, but places like Cape York, this long shaft Mercury just sits too low. So unfortunately, some off-grid, off-road places we went to, and even the road from the Jardine Ferry, like that actually scraped, so it's got a bit of foam in the block there. To be honest, it like the Mercury's like held up. There's no scratches on the Mercury, thank you. Luckily enough, it just like kind of rubs on the bag. Like even this was rubbing, but yeah, you can see some of the bag has ripped away, and it was probably hitting the shaft a little bit, but everything's okay. I've checked it all out, and I have used it since, so there was nothing I could do up at Cape York. Now we're back on bitumen for a little while, it won't be an issue. But yeah, definitely this type of setup not handy, and it's actually quite hard depending on the campground. This one's not too bad, but sometimes it's lower at the back here to lift it up onto that section. So yeah, I think the plan will be is to shift the tire over a little bit and have an Almac slide here. So you slide it back, slide it down, and then I can grab it and maneuver it when it's like, you know, chest height. It's not too bad with Jesse's help, because it is 40 kilos. Don't know, like the engine, it just goes so good, like second pull every time. We all four of us do like 20 knots, and the Tinny, we were in some pretty rough seas the other day, and it was just like in that Cullen River, and it was just like, you know, short chop following seas, and it was just like, you know, we didn't get wet, it was just following us behind, mates with a punt nose. Yeah, just were like a little bit heavier though, I reckon, because he's got a full decking in. So if you put deck in it, you know, everything's gonna make it go low. But yeah, like that sitting right now with four of us on board, loved it. Anyway, let's go into building this mangrove jack trailer, get it on, and let's start exploring the estuaries, which you have to, don't know how much I'm gonna film here, because we're gonna do a full episode on like fishing North Queensland with the Tinny, because we've got about 2.5 months of just doing solid fishing now, which I'm pretty bloody excited. But that's probably pretty far down the track if you're watching this episode. We are trying to do better, trying to get them out more frequently, doing weekly at the moment, and yeah, we'll go from there. But let's build this mangrove jack, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and you know, and got something out of it. Like, we'll do that build, and then we'll close off the episode there. Let's go. So that's it. It took me like really half an hour, and that's like using the instructions. But super easy. Just changed over the tow hitch. So yeah, last time I used this trailer with my mate, I could have the trailer attached to the car and winch up the whole boat myself. So yeah, pretty handy. Then might set her up and take her out tomorrow. But that completes this episode. Of course, if you have any questions, shoot the comments below, or hit us up on Instagram, Facebook. The price, delivered here in Cairns from Perth. Are you ready? 3,800. So over half what we paid for the Tinny, but they hold their value. And yeah, and like when I sell the whole kit, I'll hopefully, whenever that is, we'll, you know, try and make some of that money back. But in the end, it's going to get so much more use than just sitting on top of the car and only being able to use it when, you know, you can park at it and take it off at a boat ramp or whatever. With the side loader, am I completely happy with it? Look, for what it is, like 5-6 kilos, that Rhino, they don't make them anymore, and it's okay. I reckon, yeah, there's a company in WA who do a really good lightweight one called Tinny Life or something. Might have given them a go if we're back in WA, just to neaten it up a bit. Because you don't really use the roof rack anymore, I'd be like willing to just get rid of the roof rack and do like just a boat loader on the roof. But yeah, still want one at the moment that attaches to the ARB base rack. Anyway, that's a bit of a review. Hope I covered everything you need. Alright, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see ya on the next one. Follow our travels around Australia for over 2 years now. Who knew when we set off, we're going to try and give it a crack around Australia. Anyway, cheers legends. Let's go.